So who is Dracula, and what do you know of him? How did he become the monster he is now?
His turning away from the light began centuries ago, during the First Crusade. He was originally the Knight of the Dragon, his original name being Matthias Kronkvist. He was among the French knights in the Crusade. He was often working with another knight named Leon Belmont.
Leon Belmont, as in the Belmont clan?
Correct. He and Leon were allies back then. The Belmonts, including Richter and his cousin Maria, are the children of Leon Belmont, another of the knights in the First Crusade. The two houses of Belmont and Kronkvist were great allies before the Dark, before the Bernhard incident.
The Bernhard incident?
Yes, Bernhard, or Walter Bernhard, a vampire who was once a man, until the day he acquired the artifact of chaos, the Ebony Stone. The Ebony Stone is an unholy relic that makes those in possession of it immortal. However, the immortality has a cost. Walter had to consume the blood and flesh of the innocent to remain immortal and youthful. He did so for an unknown period of time. Cursed as a being of evil, he sought other artifacts of chaos to make himself a greater lord of evil and potentially ruler of the world itself. With his possession of the Ebony Stone, numerous monsters became his minions, and his castle and the village became a ghost town within the forests of Europe.
So where does Matthias or my father come in?
Matthias had a first wife, Elizabetha, who died when he was away in the Crusade. As he came home from the Crusade, he bitterly cursed his god for the unfair circumstances, and sadly sought out this very Walter Bernhard in his home. At this time, Walter Bernhard had grown bored with his unnatural immortality, and had begun luring professional monster hunters to him to fight him and die in combat with him and his powerful chaos minions. Unfortunately, Matthias aided Walter Bernhard by letting Walter know about Leon and arranged for the fiancée of Leon Belmont, or Sarah, into becoming kidnapped and used as a bait for Leon. The scheme was partly to get Walter's power and partly to make Leon share his misery over Elizabetha's passing. Unbeknownst to Walter, Matthias secretly planned on Leon killing him, as Matthias needed a heart of evil to recreate a destroyed chaos artifact known as the Crimson Stone. Walter, as a monster and an ongoing lord of chaos as he had become, was the perfect candidate. During the effort of Leon to rescue Sarah, Sarah became infected with the vampiric curse from Walter and died, leaving Leon suffering another great tragedy. Sarah did, however, love Leon enough that she allowed herself to die, making Leon's whip sacred and a weapon against the unholy. But Matthias and his scheme would still unfold. As Leon struck down Walter Bernhard, Walter's heart completed the corrupt Crimson Stone, giving Matthias the power of chaos and power over the spirit embodiment of death. Matthias initially offered Leon to join him with power over the forces of chaos, and Leon refused. As Leon refused, Matthias fled into the night and left death to combat Leon. But on that same fateful night, Matthias died, and Count Dracula was born many years ago in the year of our Lord, Anno Domini 1094.
Then how did you come to know all this?
I was there back in the First Crusade. I was at Acre, among the knights who hailed from the Isles off Normandy. I left on the crusade during the reign of Henry the Young King, the eldest surviving son, and the heir of Henry II, King of England. I did not leave the Holy Land at the time of Leon and Matthias, but learned of what happened to both after I became the Holy Keeper.
The Holy Keeper?
Have you heard of the Holy Grail, Adrian?
The Holy Grail? The cup from which Jesus the Christ drank from during the Last Supper? I never knew much aside from the legend.
Well, the very same cup is real. I discovered it during the Crusade, and I volunteered to remain the one guarding over it for a time. I took over from the previous keeper who left the shrine and died. I kept watch over the Holy Grail for a time until I gave the duties to another in my stead. Becoming the keeper of the Holy Grail is why I still live and speak to you this day.